of the various watches in my collection, one Hamilton particularly takes front and center for me. And I own a couple of Hamiltons that have an interesting background to them. I own the second 16 size Hamilton pocket watch by serial number, 50,002. I have yet to find anybody who has 50,001, and at the moment I currently own the lowest possible serial number that's been found. Now, some things are seen as rare because, it's a hard to find low serial or something else. And then there's, this one's got a certain engraving and this, that, and the other, or trim, or damascene pattern. This one is different than all of that. This one is a Hayden W Wheeler slim bridge. A number of these actually produced is an estimate at the moment. Everything from 5, 10, 15, 12 have been discussed, but no solid concrete numbers have ever been established. And this is despite the fact that there is a ledger, and the Hamilton ledgers that actually say, Hayden W Wheeler, bridge models. This one isn't your typical bridge model. This one is the slim bridge. Slim bridge, as you see, does not have your typical Hamilton design. This is not your, typical 950, 950B, any of your bridge pattern 960s. I mean, this is different. And that's because this was a particular design that Hayden W Wheeler had produced. And the Hayden W Wheeler movements that were designed like this are the ones that are the most scarce. Because, there's a bit of a history behind them. Hayden W Wheeler's son ran his father's office out of Chicago. And Willard Wheeler particularly liked the Patek design. This is information I got from Dr. Howard Lasser. And he really liked the, circa 1892 style bridge design of the Patek pocket watches. So they set out to, in a way, emulate the S bridge and similar idea to the Patek. And I actually have tooling sheets and everything else to talk about this particular movement and how much it costs to make and everything. Because I usually keep a file on just about everything. In this case, I have a file for the Wheeler watch. These were 21 jewel, 16 size. And this one is labeled, made expressly for L.D. Dana out of Antigo, Wisconsin. Now, Antigo, Wisconsin is not on the watch. And that is something that research actually got me to. L.D. Dana was a major jeweler out of Wisconsin, Antigo. He also had shops in other locations, especially over by Appleton and such. He made regular trips to Chicago. And I found this out because you have things such as the Western Supplement to the Jeweler Circular. These would sometimes indicate when certain buyers were in town. And in this case, it's listing that L.D. Dana was there. When this was published, it was November 15th, 1899. So he'd been making regular trips, and, it'll tell you, as of such and such a date, somebody was in town looking to buy. Well, Wheeler office down in Chicago obviously is a place that Dana may have gone to, because Wheeler was a major retailer. And the only possibility is, he got the watch through Wheeler's office, through Willard Wheeler, which is interesting because it's always fun to try to find a link in history between people and places. So this watch started out with serial number 75622, but is currently numbered 175622. Now, there's a fun little bit of history within the ledgers about that. The ledgers state there's nothing on the line for 175622. It's completely blank. And Wheeler blocked off entire sections of the ledger just for his watches, for the watches he was having produced. So the serial number is literally 75622. Drop off the 1. And when you go into the ledger entry for that, you actually find that the watch is even annotated. There's a note right there stating that the watch is actually renumbered 175622. So this is the ledger page for 175622. And as you see, there's absolutely nothing. But when you go to the ledger for 75622, you actually find the note right there, 175022. And there's a star by the 21. And you notice there's a few others that have the renumbered. Now, I've only accounted for there being on this sheet 5 that were apparently or potentially renumbered. I mean, you have a couple of them here that are kind of an oddity. I don't know why they noted them the way they did, but 1, 2, 3, 4 have this 1 in front of them. So this also shows you that it was Wheeler that ordered them. But these bridge, 21 jewel bridge, 21 jewel bridge, 21 jewel bridge, 21 jewel bridge, the whole top is listed as 21 jewel. They're all listed as bridge, but this isn't the same kind of bridge as these. This is the slim bridge. Those are not. So it's kind of one of those very odd pages out of the ledger. And it all relates to this watch and to watches like it. The NAWCC has a wealth of information when it comes to certain watches and articles about them. And a lot of them are just awesome for the amount of info you find. Now, when I got it, it had the incorrect hands on it. So I contacted Marty Bell out of Niagara Falls, and he's one of the best hands guys in the U.S. as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to hands being blued, he restores hands. That is his niche to the watch collecting world, is the ability to finish hands that are correct for the watch for the time, right down to the correct color. I had the hands fitted on. That's the only thing I actually had to have done. Now, the dial isn't marked for LD Dana, and this is still a point of discussion of whether or not it would have been, because not all of them seem to be marked. And the other watch I have, the 974 Fred Straub Special, is basically known to have Hamilton dials, not Straub dials. Now, the only other one of these that came up for sale at any point that I could find was at a Bonham's auction, and it was listed in a gold-filled, yellow gold-filled display case. And this one you can tell is in a display case as well. So far I've seen or know of 2 that are in display cases. I don't. The discussion is that these would have been placed in a 18 or 14 karat gold Hayden W Wheeler case, because there were gold Wheeler cases. But the chances of ever finding one that I can fit the watch into, slim. Finding a Dana dial, I've been looking for years, and I found nothing. And I keep looking, just in case. So when you get these watches, it's not like, oh, hey, you bought the watch, everything's done, you just put it away. No. There's always continuous things that need to be done. You know, servicing, if you're looking for a particular dial, hands, case, all sorts of things. But yeah, in this case, it's well worth the effort, because this is a very unique watch.